Hello, friends. Welcome to Multiverse. And today we have a very interesting topic to discuss, and that is about Europa. Yes, friends, Europa is a very strong candidate of finding life in our solar system on a second location other than Earth. So it's a very interesting discussion. What is so specific? Let us find out. So, friends, Europa, as you know, is one of the satellite of Jupiter, and it has these characteristics, which are basically nothing but the pack ice. And when we say pack ice is also found on Earth. Many times you see it on the poles that the ice sheet basically breaks apart or develop a crack, and then they move independently. So usually this phenomena happens because the ice is floating over water, and when it is floating over water, the sheet of the ice will break, and you will see a crack on the surface of the ice. Same feature has been seen on Europa, and believe it or not, this entire planet or satellite or the body is covered with ice, frozen ice. So obviously temperatures are very low here, and the ice is harder than the rock itself, as hard as the rock, yet you will see these cracks. And the scientists have carried out a lot of calculations, and they have found that this ice sheet may be about roughly about 3 to 6 kilometers thick. So it may be the even thicker than the thickest ice sheet found on Earth. And the water does not end at at the depth of 6 kilometers. After that, there is a warm ocean. So there are a lot of mysteries in Europa, and scientists are speculating that there could be a complete ecosystem living in the dark in the depth of Europa. And before we discuss further on this, I would like to tell you that there is an ancient Roman goddess. Her name was Juno. And now just switching gear from reality to mythology. So Juno was the daughter of Saturn and wife of Jupiter. So just a very quick reference to the word Juno, because Juno is the NASA probe, which is actually rotating around Jupiter and basically exploring the Jupiter system. There are about 80 satellite, 81 that we know of. Who knows, Juno is able to find new satellites. But this is a picture of Juno, which is in mission right now and has basically done a lot of experiments, and actually given humanity or scientists a lot of information about the atmosphere of the Jupiter. And Juno also found that the temperature variation, the reason why these storms form. So if you want to know more about that, watch another video which I recorded on the same channel about the weather system of Jupiter. But I think our discussion started with Europa, so let's go and discuss a little bit more. So Juno is, as you know, is circling around Jupiter, and scientists have the capability to basically change the mission. So you can create a project and feed that information into the spacecraft, give it a new mission. So this time, last week or about 10 days back, Juno had a very close flyby over the surface of Europa, and it has many instruments. It had different kinds of instruments, because the speed at which the Juno is moving is incredible. It's a very high speed. So when it is passing over the surface of Europa, the objective of Juno was to click many pictures and make several readings. And since Juno is technology rich spacecraft, it had many sensors. It has many sensors. So while it is moving over the surface of Europa at very high speed, as you can see, the velocity at which it is traveling is at 52,000 miles per hour. That is an incredible speed. So at this speed, when it is passing over the surface of Europa, the speed at which it will pass will be 23.6 kilometers per second. So it is incredible speed, and in this high speed, and since Europa is a small body, it has to kick in all its instruments so that several readings can be made. Now this close encounter would be done at the altitude of 352 kilometers. So not very close, but still close enough, because there is hardly any atmosphere, and even from 352 kilometers height, if you take a lot of pictures and a lot of reading, you will get a lot of rich data from Juno. So Juno has already finished this particular project, and the objective was to take close pictures of these cracks. And surprising thing is that these cracks which are visible on the surface of Europa are oozing this colored material from the underneath. That means the water in which this ice pack, the pack ice, is floating on top of it, is organic, because all these colors are basically showing the signs of organic material, and that is oozing out from these cracks. So there is a very high possibility that under this ice, under the cold environment, there is a warm water, and probably a warmer water, which can support life. Now if you look at Europa, the life on Earth also started pretty much in the same manner, where the ground heat was utilized by the life, for the first life to evolve in the ocean, where the thermal vents which are there at the bottom of the sea, where there is no heat and absolutely no light, it's completely dark in the deep ocean. These thermal vents basically ooze out the heat and gases and methane, etc., at very, very high depth. So in those locations, the temperature is very cold and pressure is very high. So scientists now believe that those were the locations where the first life evolved, because even at this high pressure and low temperature, the thermal vents at the bottom of the ocean can maintain the environment around them in the range of 250 to 300 degrees centigrade. So it's warm enough for these bacteria and algae and complete ecosystem to form. So taking this same example, even Europa may have an ecosystem completely fed by the heat which is coming out from below the planet. Now we also know that the Europa generate heat because of the tidal forces, not because of sun, or it's a small body, so it does not have the residual heat remained which was basically at the time of formation. It has long gone. But since it is moving around a very large planet, and when it goes around, the planet exerts a lot of gravity, because of which the Europa expand and contract at different intervals, and this expansion contraction basically rubs the material and generate the heat, and because of that there could be a lot of heat inside Europa, and this heat is basically melting the water, and this may be a permanent phenomena, and therefore life could be found in these oceans, which are completely protected from outside radiation because of this ice, very, very thick ice sheet. So more research is required on Europa, because Europa looks to be a very nice candidate in terms of finding life. I mean, we know that there is life on Earth, so finding another candidate in our own solar system will prove a lot of our theories. And because of that, in 2024, NASA is planning a next mission which is totally dedicated on the Europa, to study Europa up close, and this is called Clipper mission, which will be launched in 2024, will reach Europa in 2030 and start working. And this is a very tailor-made spaceship, highly customized to study Europa and identify the life around these cracks, etc. May have a lander, we don't know, but it may have a lander there. So this is a very specialized mission which is being planned only to study Europa. in order to get the absolute evidence of life, Clipper may not be the right, may not be the right spacecraft. I think the future mission will be able to carry the tech we may be required to drill into the ice and then send a probe into the water below the ice. But that is in future. But as of now, we know our near future, 2030, Clipper will reach Europa and start gathering information from this small satellite, which is very promising to find extraterrestrial lives. So friends, this is what I wanted to discuss with you today in our live stream, and things looks very promising because Juno made a very close flyby over Europa, and I think the scientists are still understanding this information, and very soon we will know exactly what new Juno was able to discover. And in future we will actually wait for Clipper to reach Europa, but there are a couple of years from now. However, as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you again in Multiverse with new facts and new findings, new discoveries in space-time. Until then, please take care, and see you tomorrow.